Are you tired of staring into a deep, dark hole every day? Are you desperate, in a pinch, can't get your hair done, but need to and are brave enough? Just brave enough to do it yourself? Well, that's why I'm creating today's video, because I'm like you. I am your main girl Mel, also known as Mains by Mel. I'm going to show you how I highlight my hair, go from this darkness to this beautiful blonde result. Just a few disclaimers, I am a professionally trained hairstylist. I have been highlighting my own hair for years, and I know that you can too with the help of these tips. I have simplified this process into 4 easy steps for you to follow, and I also teach you how to customize your look no matter what products you are using, and by showing you multiple techniques that are achievable by yourself. Now, some things you will need are some bowls for your application. An applicator bottle could be helpful. A scale to accurately weigh out your color. This one is made for food. It's all the same. You will need some clips. You may need a tiny, cute little mini whisk. You will definitely need a tail comb. Color brushes to apply. A detangling hairbrush. Towels. And foils for our highlights. You can use whatever foils you have. You just need to cut them. Just make sure you have all your tools, including some gloves. And now as for the color, it's very important that we have our bleach, we have our appropriate developers, and the color you are using. I will go more into detail of this when we get to that process. And don't worry about noting down everything I'm using. It is already noted down for you in the description box below, right under this video. Let's get into step 1. I have prepped my hair before washing it with a pre-treatment. This is Olaplex No.3. It is optional, but it is basically your insurance. So pre-treat the hair with that, let it sit in, work its magic, and then cleanse. So I'm using a very deep clarifying shampoo. This is from Malibu Sea. This is called Undo Goo. It is pH 9. It is a professional shampoo. You can get it on Amazon. It is very strong, very cleansing. This is a very important step. If you have any buildup, any residue, anything left in your hair before your color process, it can affect the way your color takes to your hair. And the dangers of not washing your hair beforehand is risking a possible reaction of the color and whatever is left in your hair, because color is made for the hair, not whatever you have in between it. Lastly, you want to make sure that your hair is conditioned. I'm using the Olaplex conditioner, rinse, and if you're going to be coloring your ends, then leave your hair nice and clean. Just let it dry either in very loose twists or braids so the hair can dry. If you braid up your hair while it is drying, it will dry without any tangles. And if you aren't going to be coloring your ends, like me, my ends are already very blonde, I'm just focusing at the roots, I apply a little bit of a leave-in conditioner just to protect those throughout the process. Then once the hair is dry, you want to section out your hair. This is my sectioning pattern for today. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 sections. Notice how neat and clean my sectioning is, and everything is kept clipped away. I chose this specific section pattern because it is the easiest way to get the most blended results that are going to be versatile for almost any hairstyle that you choose to wear, and reduce the risk of any panic attacks because everything is neat and organized and you can deal with everything one step at a time. The cleaner, the better. And another pro tip to keep things neat is to make sure that your section size is never bigger than the width of your foil. And now we are prepped and ready to lighten. This is step number 2, the lightening process, the highlighting process. So this is when you're going to need your bleach and your 40 ball. And what you're going to do with your 40 ball is you're going to throw that out. This is full, so I'm not going to throw it. What you're never, ever, ever going to do with your hairs is mix bleach and 40 ball. That is if you want to keep your hairs on your head. You never want to exceed 20 volume with your developer when you are mixing it with bleach, because this will damage your hair a lot faster. The best way to lighten hair, especially if you have curly hair, is low and slow. Remember the tortoise and the hares. Slow and steady wins the race. So let's start mixing. Here's a pro tip. Don't start mixing until you are ready to start applying to your hair. I'm starting with 10 grams of lightener at a time. I am using 20 vol today, and the lightener I use requires double the amount of developer, so I'm adding double the amount of developer as called for. And always mix in small batches. Hair color works its best within a certain amount of time, so the more fresh you keep your color when you are applying, the better results you're going to have. So keep remixing, mix in small batches. I make sure I mix it up really, really good. And personally, I always prefer to add Olaplex No.1 to my color. You do not necessarily need this, but I've seen it work witchcraft and it's incredible. So I do not prefer to lighten my hair without it. Situate yourself comfortably in front of a mirror, seated if needed. Start on the side sections of your head. And pro tip, keep an elastic around your wrist to hold your clips. Now, just before your first foil, take note of what time it is. This will help you later on and determine how long it will take to fully process to desired lightness. It is easiest to start around your face and work your way to the back. You want to take a thin, straight section parallel to your hairline, which is usually oriented on a diagonal. From that section, using your tail comb as if you were knitting, weave out your highlights. This is how you can completely customize your look. The hairs you are weaving are what will be highlighted. And a pro tip to get as close to the root as possible is to fold your foil over your tail comb. Press the comb right to the scalp and fold the hair over. This will not only allow you to get super close to the root, but it will also keep the foil in place. Around my face, I want to create a nice, soft, and natural look that is blended with my natural color. So I will be taking a finer type of weave, something similar to spaghetti, if you will. I like low maintenance and dimensional color. So I keep about 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter of hair in between each foiled highlight to maintain depth. As I move along my head, the sections behind my hairline get a chunky weave, like parpadelle pasta. I'm not worried about this looking chunky or stripy because my hair is very curly, and we will be blending the root in step number 3. So thick or thin, the results will be blended no matter what size pasta noodle you prefer. You will see I always prefer to work in diagonal sections throughout my head. Working on a diagonal with your highlights will create the perfect combination of bold but also blended color, and especially if you have layered hair, this is the best method to use. Just make sure that your section in the foil is not too thick. If your hair is super thick and you cannot see the foil underneath, it will make processing time longer and it may result in an uneven lift, because it will be hard to saturate the product through the hair. Saturation is key, so make sure that you can see the foil under the hair. Now you can congratulate yourself for getting this far and keep persevering. And remember to move swiftly. I continue to do the same on the top section of my hair. Again, I follow the diagonal of my hairline, and I make sure my entire hairline has a highlight so it keeps it looking consistent. You want to get as close to the root as possible, but it is very important not to get too close to the root with the product. Keep a little leeway because the product can expand in the foil while you are processing. And trust me, you do not want that to happen. Another option to weave the hair, as you can see me doing here, is by first taking a thin slice of your hair and then weaving out the section that you don't want highlighted. And when I get near the back of my head where it is hard to see where I am painting, a pro tip that I use for when I am doing this myself is I place my finger at the top of the foil, so if I paint too high, the product will get on the glove of my hand and not on my scalp. Staying organized by clipping hair away and keeping sections clean will make this process so much easier. It is important to be as fast as possible to create even results. And now that you have finally finished, have a mini celebration, but remember to check the time. How long has your first foil been on, and what does it look like? With lightener, there is no set time. Some brands will say not to leave on for longer than an hour, but when you go low and slow, you leave it on until it reaches the desired color. And because I am blonde, I'm really looking to match the color I already have. I lifted to this beautiful pale yellow. If your color still needs processing, you can choose to apply a color on your roots if, let's say, you have silver hairs that need a root touch-up. Simply apply a root touch-up as you would any other time by going in between your foils. This way, everything will process all together and you can wash it out when everything is done. The first sections I applied finished processing, so I don't want them to over-process. I remove the foils and I gently scrape off the color with my gloved hands. This is going to help stop the processing. And because I have old color on my ends, just to brighten them up a little bit, I am using some of that old bleach I'm scraping off to massage into my old blonde, which again will just help to brighten it up. And I continue to pull each foil from the order it was applied to my head. First out first, last out last. So I'm gonna go wash this out now and then we'll be moving on to step 3. P.S. I know this looks scary. You can see when it has the lightener on, it looks really straight and stringy and pretty terrifying sight for anyone that is not familiar with this, but it is completely normal. Don't stress yourself out about the process. Again, it's never pretty, but the ending will be good. This is touching my lip. I'm gonna go now. Now I know I'm kind of joking around and like, oh, you know, everything's fine, everything's okay, like this is easy. But this part is pretty serious. Your hair is in a very fragile state. It just went through a lot of shock while lightening. Everything from this point is about neutralizing, balancing the hair, giving it strength again, and just being gentle. I'm washing my lightener out with the Olaplex No.4, and after shampooing out the lightener, I'm applying Olaplex No.2 because that is the second step to the Olaplex process. You have to follow up step number 1 with number 2. Isn't it looking great? Well, this isn't the final result. Not nearly. You can see the color is a very raw blonde. When I say raw, it just looks bleached. There is no color to it. So that means it's time for step 3. Step 3 is adding the tone and the color that you actually want your hair to be. A toner does not lighten the hair anymore. That was all done with the lightening step in step 2. Previously. Prior to. In step 3, when we are looking to achieve the tone and the actual color, that is the goal, you are usually looking to neutralize what you have. So if it's yellow, you want to tone it down for a neutral, beigey type of tone. Or you can work with the golden tones and enhance that for even more warmth and richness. Or you can ash it out and you want to put on a really cool violet blue tone over the hair. This will make the hair look really silvery, cool tone. It will also make it look a little bit darker as well. Now, if you know me, you know I like my blonde bright and golden, not brassy, but golden, natural looking blonde. And my hair has gotten pretty light. So to first tone the highlight color, I'm going to use a purple shampoo and a blue conditioner. These are the ones I'm going to use today. These also have a low pH. The shampoo is at a 5. And the conditioner is at a 3.3, so these are really going to help to seal my cuticle and balance my hair back out after all of that lightening and stress that we've done to it. So time is up. I've left my Olaplex No.2 on for 20 minutes, and now I'm going to go shampoo with these guys. This is the free No Yellow shampoo from Fanola, and also the free No Orange mask from Fanola. And okay, this is just for funsies, but I recently got the No Yellow Incredible Foam Conditioner, a foam conditioner from Fanola. I haven't had a chance to use it, so I'll try it now. Oh, it's really pretty. I need to feel this with my hand. Interesting. And voila! Now, the color on my ends is beautiful. I love it. I love how bright it is. So now I don't have to tone my ends with a Demi-Permanent color. However, I will be using color on my roots because if we look close, we've got a night and day situation. To blend out this line to create a really nice shadow root type of effect that looks more natural and grows out so much nicer. I'm going to use a natural color. This is natural level 7. I am using a level 7 because my natural is about a level 5-6. And when I put the 7, it's going to blend between the 5-6, create a 7, and blend into the 9-10 of the highlights. So I get kind of a soft ombre type of effect. And again, it's just to merge these two worlds. So I'm going in with the number 7, and I'm actually going to add a little bit of a tone to that as well. This is a Sandra Brown. It's going to help to give a little bit of richness to the root, and you will see what that looks like in just a moment. Also, if you're looking to cover your gray hair, this is a great time to apply your color. If you want to keep the results really sheer to blend more with your highlights, use Demi-Permanent, which will just give you gray blending. But if you want to get rid of all the grays, you can just go ahead and apply your permanent hair color. So I swiftly apply this onto my damp towel dried hair, and this stuff processes fast. So I want to quickly apply it to my hair, and I'm only applying it as a root touch-up, only to the roots, which is why I did not need to mix up a lot of color. And I'm just tapping it onto my roots, keeping my sections clean and organized. And I start at the back and I work my way to the front because it makes it much easier for me to clip my hair back. Plus, if I start in the back and that processes more, the back may be a little bit darker and the front may be a little bit lighter, and that I do not mind. I do not want my front hairline darker than the back. And once it is all on, I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes because that's what the instructions say. And in the last couple minutes, I'll check the color to make sure it is what I want it to be. And then I can start to massage it a little bit down my hair if I want to extend the blend a little bit. That is completely optional. And finally, step 4, it's time to wash and style. And the final wash is very important because, again, your hair has just been through a lot. It's gone through a lot of processing. The pH has been high. Our strands are stressed out. Our cuticles are open. And in order to lock that color that we just put on into the strands, we want to bring the cuticle right down. We want to neutralize the hair. And we also want to treat the hair because color will stick better to hair that is healthy. So you want to treat it at home with a protein mask, any strengthening type of treatment. Bond builders like Olaplex are great. I'm going to go in with the Fanola line. This is their Fibre Fix shampoo with bond builders in it, and their step 2, which is the bond connector. This is like their conditioner. These are very similar products to Olaplex, except they are a lower pH. So I find they leave the hair a lot silkier and smoother. And once we've treated and conditioned the hair really well, you want to give it a break. Wear your hair in its natural state if possible. I strongly advise you never heat style after highlighting your hair. Anytime your hair has been lightened, give it at least a couple weeks to settle in. Even after treating it, your hair is still going to be in shock and it might take a couple washes to fully bounce back to what it was. So give your hair the time, be very gentle with your styling, wash and go, natural. And at the end of all of it, you should look something like this. This is my finished look. What do you think? Do you think you're ready to do this yourself? I know that if you follow all the steps that I taught you in today's video, you definitely can. And when you do, I'd like to see your results. So make sure that you send me your results, tag me in your photos on Instagram, share this video with a friend, maybe the friend that can help you out if you have one, or someone that you know that needs to see this. And as a continuation of step 4, make sure you continue to treat your hair properly. I also have a video on how I cut my hair at home, so if you're interested in seeing that, check that video out next. And this is only one of a few color videos on my channel with many more to come. So if you hit that subscribe button and you let me know below that you'd like to see more, then you can look forward to seeing a brand new video every Texture Tuesday with more tips and tricks like these ones. So thank you so much for tuning in. This has been your main girl Mel, Mains by Mel, out. Peace. Just make sure you have all your tools, including some gloves. It's really hard to do in one quick swipe. motion.